Paula, you ended before I was ready. Well, good morning. Good morning to each of you. Welcome to this gathering of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of San Miguel. People come here for a variety of reasons, thoughts or feelings going on inside. Whatever you bring with you, you are welcome. Some of us come with no religious background at all, and others come from the UUs and from all kinds of other traditions. All are welcome. We bring our unique identities of race and ethnicity, sexual orientation and gender identity, education, income level, and all are welcome. You can bring your whole self here. I want to acknowledge the presence of folks who are with us via Zoom. And I want to acknowledge and welcome all of you who are here at the Aldea. We're delighted that each one can be a part of this, today. My name is Mark Johaningsmeir. I'm a retired United Methodist minister, and I am your service leader today. I'm pleased to welcome back today Reverend Louise Green. She lives in Washington, D.C. with her spouse, Regina, and 6 animals. I've pondered that. I'm imagining giraffes, flying squirrels, I don't know. Louise can straighten us out on that. Louise is Minister of Congregational Care at All Souls Universalist Church in Washington, D.C. Louise has been a guest minister, guest speaker many times, and we're delighted that you can be with us again. This is the last in a series of 4 Sunday services at which Louise will be presiding and speaking. Now, some words about what happens at the conclusion of this service. Those of you who are with us on Zoom, we urge you to stay connected because there'll be instructions on how to gather and have an informal conversation with others who are with us on Zoom. Those who are with us here at the Aldea, there's a chance to schmooze over coffee and tea and other refreshments. And I hope that you'll be a part of that time also. Now, it's always an honor when people choose to take part in one of our Sunday gatherings, and especially for the first time. Some of you filled out cards when you arrived, sharing your name, where you're from, their credit card number, I don't know, all kinds of things. In a moment, I can share the names with you. And today we have Clint from Puerto Vallarta. Is there a Clint? Someplace there. All right. Some may be here for a first time, and did not fill out one of these cards. If that's the case, I invite you to stand so that the rest of us can recognize your face and know to greet you at the end.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, welcome. Yes. Just a moment. I seem to have lost one of the pages. Oh, Lord. Well, here we go. We record each of the Sunday services, the in-person Sunday services. And if you would go to our website, UUFSMA.org, you'll find a place where you can click on services and then past services and pick out a date that you would like to watch and listen to. I also want to remind you that any of us can go to the website, the same one that I mentioned, and you'll find information about activities that go on, contact information, ways in which you can become involved, become members. So I invite you to do that. At this time, I invite Louise to come.
Good morning. Thank you for being here in person, online. 4 times in a row is a lot, so I'm glad that somebody showed up. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to do the opening words from written by Reverend Richard Gilbert, Dick Gilbert, who is a retired UU minister. And I've always appreciated the way he holds 2 things together. He's a longtime social justice warrior and many fronts, and he also has a strong sense of the care and community that provides a strong base for that work. We bid you welcome. We bid you welcome who come with weary spirits seeking rest. We bid you welcome who come with hope in your heart. We bid you welcome who are seekers of a new faith, who come to probe and explore, who come to learn. We bid you welcome who enter this hall as a homecoming, who have found here room for your spirit, who find in this people a family. Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we bid you welcome. And we light our chalice today in this spirit of extravagant welcome, offering love and encouragement to all who enter. Drum roll. Did the sound go out? How about now? Do you hear me now? Interesante. Okay, we're lighting our chalice still in the spirit of extravagant welcome, offering love, encouragement to all who enter here, knowing that something can happen at any moment. And may we find abundant ways to be chosen family for one another over time. Blessed be. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, 131, Love Will Guide Us, and then remain standing for the covenant of this UU fellowship that will be in English and Spanish and appear on the screens. Thank you.
Yes. If you would be so kind as to remain standing, we have the chance to affirm together a covenant that this fellowship created based on the traditions of the UU tradition. And I'm going to read and lead us in the words in English. Diana is going to read them in Spanish. We respect the interdependent web of life and work for a just and peaceful world. We encourage the search for truth and meaning, strive for compassion in our relationships, and seek values that will benefit our lives and the lives of others. This is our covenant.
Respetamos todos los estilos de vida dentro de su red interdependiente y trabajamos por un mundo justo y pacífico. Alentamos la búsqueda de la verdad y la comprensión total. Nos esforzamos por mantener compasión en nuestras relaciones y buscamos valores que beneficien nuestras vidas y las vidas de los demás. Este es nuestro convenio.
Every week, this gathering lights candles for what is on our hearts and minds today. This is part of being chosen family and weaving community over time. You can email Tom Rosiello to be on the list. You can write something on a card today, or you can type into the Zoom chat from our online congregation. There's a lot going on, so we're going to have a lot of candles. First, a candle of celebration. Susan McDonald reports from Virginia that she is doing well after spinal fusion. In fact, she's doing so well that she hopes to return either the week before or right after Labor Day. She said volunteers for companionship and simple errands will be welcome. She asked that we say thanks to everyone who has sent love and encouragement over the past several weeks. It has meant the world to me. A candle of healing support for Linda Soren, who is recuperating at home after complex hip surgery. A candle of encouragement for Judy Rosenthal, who is back on her chemo schedule now. A candle of courage for Shoshana Levinson, beginning her next round of chemo this week. A candle of thanks for Lee Knox for her service as president to the congregation, and our thoughts and prayers are with Lee as she focuses on her next medical challenges. Her sister, Lynn, also wrote in and wanted to express her concern for Lee, who has now been diagnosed with stage 4 chronic kidney disease, which she hopes to manage with a number of changes, including reducing stress. And then she is also celebrating that she had a clear scan from lung cancer. She goes every 6 months. So it's concern and joy mixed together. Another candle of gratitude for Phyllis Culp for her service as treasurer, and our warm support to Phyllis as she takes time to address some personal matters. And then a candle of appreciation for those who are stepping up to take on leadership roles, to Alan Ziesman, your new president, who is here today. Thank you. and also to the hardy and capable group that is working together on financial management. All shall be well. We have one card in the congregation from Judith Genya, remembering the people and the land of Maui that have been lost and need our support. And let's see if there's anything in the chat. A concern for Diana Rangel Cruz, or Rangel Cruz, and her family. Diana is undergoing radiation daily for 5 weeks in Guerrero for cancer. Her grandmother also passed away as well. And now some situations in the wider world as we move from this chosen family out to the greater whole. We light a weekly candle for the people of Ukraine, suffering in the ongoing invasion by Russia, for the great casualties on both sides. For all those who are suffering from or preparing for extreme climate events in Maui and Baja California, in the western United States, all the way up to the Northwest Territories and Canada. We're thinking of many situations today. And a candle of celebration in that regard for the Tikkun Eco-Justice Center, which my spouse Regina and I got to witness this week. These mighty efforts of restoration and repair really matter. They are changing desert into oasis and providing food and water for so many. We hold all of this in the great care that we have for one another and in the loving accompaniment of this community. You can come forward during the musical meditation, which will be Lean On Me, and light a candle for what you bring to the circle today. Thank you. I think almost all of us yearn to belong somewhere. And we spend a lifetime of energy in the quest. Belonging can be a way to survive and thrive. Our life journey is multidimensional over many chapters, sometimes fraught with disappointment. And when we attempt to build our lives and our communities, the many shortcomings of human beings arrive. You might think of chosen family as primarily an intellectual decision, the ties that you develop over time outside your family of origin in all sorts of configurations. However, for those of us who are most at risk, to be chosen family can be life-saving. It is emotional, it is passionate, even spiritual, I would say, forged in some fire and found at very high cost. If you are gender expansive, sexual orientation fluid, queer in any way, then chosen family represents real refuge. Most LGBTQ plus people and their allies have some kind of embodied experience dancing around to We Are Family, the anthem by Sister Sledge. You know this, we are family. I got all my people with me. You know, that song. Nobody's singing, you're leaving me hanging out here? Okay. Maybe you don't know that one, but trust me, it's had a lot of dancing. There was this euphoria of finally finding celebratory space. If you are a person of Black, brown, Asian, Pacific Islander, Indigenous, or multiracial being, then chosen family can be central to surviving and thriving. And perhaps you're an immigrant or a refugee, and chosen family is critical to find your way in a new and often hostile world. So kindred spirits help keep us whole. They offer balm for the wounds of estrangement and harm and loss. Does it seem that everything related to chosen family feels more urgent these days? We need these crucial places of support and healing as the world sharpens into some dangerous factions. I would say hubs of our chosen people are laboratories for what we might be in the daily fire of what is, and that what is wearing us down. Chosen families are the places of imagination, of new potential, people with whom to tell a more expansive story about what we long for, what we desire to become, incubators of inspiration, creating examples of the best of what we can be, while still holding the messy tensions of human limitation. So your chosen family are true gifts. They are the ones who don't have to accept or love you, yet they choose to have your back again and again. I once saw a bumper sticker that said, "Your friends are the universe saying, 'I'm really sorry about your family.'" Yeah. Somebody wants me to repeat that. Your friends are the universe saying, "I'm really sorry about your family." My chosen family began with peers of a kind of tight-knit group of friends in junior high, and then my high school posse, so many years ago now. They often felt more like my family than my birth family in that time. They offered love and loyalty and this sense of authentic possibility. And some adults mentored us, for sure, in this exploration of new paths. My parents definitely supported that to a point. But we were always asked to learn strategies to fit in, to actually suppress some of the things that would have been liberatory for us. So chosen family helped me find authentic voice and encourage me flying beyond the family norms. We were built to connect, and I would say that yearning for belonging is strong. What are the spaces that became chosen family to you as you look back over your life? Who is your chosen family now? Really, think about that for a second. For many of us, this shifted over the last few years, and being in a long period of shutdown drove a further discernment about who was actually sustaining our living and who might be draining it. I think there were some places and people that fell away in the shutdown. Did you make any changes, or are you still figuring it out today? Welcome to this strange and particular time where we are in a hybrid life, and the Zoom profusion remains. You have the opportunity for so many to join us on Zoom weekly now. So we're reenacting familiar forms like Sunday service, all while life as we know it has permanently shifted. Chosen family can be a kind of web that sustains us in all that change. We're all different people in this congregation, connected, estranged, belonging, yearning to belong. And here at the UU Fellowship, you may not know entirely who you are as a community right now. How could you? Almost all congregations gather more partially now in this reality of other hubs of engagement that are gathering in a kind of congregational ecosystem. We don't always have the whole together, which you're used to in this congregation, but more so than it's ever been. If you're newer in the room, you might hear people saying, come on in, stay a while, see what you find. Not because this is a house of perfection or an ideal community beyond conflict and struggle. Newsflash, there is no homogeneous UU congregation that is always harmonious and forever easy to understand. We're not like that. You need a range of experiences to get to know one, and consider staying because it's a good place to work it out, to find a path to kindred and chosen family. And in community, we can dare to be more authentic, more vulnerable. This happens because you are learning from the inevitable breakdowns, celebrating ongoing resilience and success. And when we stay real about who we are and what is actually happening, while we keep trying to love more fully, so much is possible. We all have these lifetimes of not entirely fitting in, often living around the borders of multiple identities. All our rough and rugged practice and chosen family can actually work for us now. Many of us haven't had any recent illusions about being welcomed every place we go for who we actually are. We have practice. Those help us cultivate the courage that regathers and rolls on amidst challenge. So from my vantage point as a visiting minister, I see examples of beautiful chosen family here. There are friend groups who organize food and ride assistance for those with hard loss. There's medical treatment, accompaniment. There are kind people who keep visiting more isolated residents, even neighbors that you may have never met before the pandemic started. Their identity, affinity groups that form closer bonds, celebrate deep relationships, and help us better navigate all the risk and the change in our times. There are covenant groups that supplement family ties, that help manage complex change, offering ongoing resources and wisdom to members in need of support. And there are families that combine in multiple ways. I know many of you are in these. You celebrate the village it takes to raise and educate children and youth, and there are families that are biological, adopted, or simply beloved across generations and beyond geographic distance. This is just the web of chosen family in the congregation itself, and then it creates the platform to move into the world to so many other groups and find beloveds there as well. Where do you want to belong? Would you be one who welcomes others as chosen family here, even when the challenges are greatest and the desire to sequester with those you perceive as your tribe may be very high? Would you foster new relationships, truly welcoming newcomers and actively inviting other people to experience this fellowship? The need for continuing connection is really urgent in our times, and chosen family saves lives, creates new futures. I'd like to close with the evocative words of a children's poem. It's by Mandy Coe. She has a website of children's resources. It speaks to me of the experience of change, of longing, and the imaginative response of children. The title is Belonging Street. What you can't see is this is very Emily Dickinson-like. She has the capital letters on certain things, so I'll go like this. We live at Leaky Roof, this place. We brush our teeth in a washing up bowl at Leaky Roof, this place. None of us sleeps deeply at Leaky Roof, this place. We used to live back home, the old place. I was born at back home, the old place. There was a blue front door. We had our own beds, and we knew the names of all our neighbors. Now, my mother and I talk about Belonging Street. We invented it one night in the middle of the dark, whispering to one another. I can't wait. I hope that you will visit us when we've moved to Belonging Street. It has really been a joy to belong here somewhat for the last month, to get to know many of you better and experience the abundant magic of San Miguel de Allende and the surrounding area. Throughout the challenges of this year, the strength of this congregation shine through. So steady on. Keep the door of Belonging Street wide open. You have so many kinds of gifts to offer the world, and I am so grateful for your welcome and your hospitality. Amen.
Thank you, Louise. For centuries, people in religious congregations would bring an offering every week. If they had made some kind of promise or pledge to contribute a certain sum in the following year, They might bring those gifts in installments, week after week after week. So every Sunday there would be this ritual of giving when the offering plate or basket was passed from person to person. Well, today we have many ways to deliver our contributions. Some go to the church's website, click on the box that says, donate. Some make a one-time contribution for the entire year. Others arrange a regular automatic withdrawal from their bank account to the church. Some, you may be surprised to know this, some even write checks. You remember checks? But passing the plate or the basket was not merely a mechanism for delivering your contributions. It signifies a much greater reality. We practice giving and giving and giving again until our familiarity with and comfort with generosity expands. And remember, generosity is one of the wonderful incarnations of love. So now we engage in this ritual of giving and the ritual of receiving for the common good, to support the needs of this congregation and to offer practical support to the needs of our neighbors. And so, let us begin.
Thank you to Paula for the amazing music, as always. And would you rise as willing or able for our closing hymn, 95, one of my personal faves, There Is More Love Somewhere. I am waiting to appear, but I am not, so I will speak. Here I go. You know, every day we have the potential to be someone's lifeline and chosen family in acts of generosity and kindness, small, medium, and large. Every day we have the opportunity to remember all those who have been our lifelines over years. May we rise to the fullest expression of the abundance of life. Go in peace. Practice love. Amen.